1%, that's the number. 1.1% of American adults are transgender, roughly 1 in 90 people. And yet that's one of the loudest fights in the country right now. Schools, sports, medicine, elections, billions of dollars, endless airtime. And you think I'm trying to pick a fight? I'm not. I'm trying to make a point. For 1 in 90. So I want to ask a question today, and then I want to actually answer it, not just float it and walk away. What does that number, why does the number, any number, never match the actual noise? Well, why does a tiny group, and it doesn't have to be this, it can be anything, eat the whole spotlight while the actual story sits in the dark? And what does this have to do with the machine I use every single day? Artificial intelligence that is now writing half of the headlines you scroll past. So stay with me on this, because at the end of this, you're going to see the trick. And once you see it, you're not going to be able to unsee it. So let me start with the real numbers, because they tell a different story than the one that you're being sold. Gallup, 2025, most watched measure of this in the country. 9% of American adults identify as something other than heterosexual. Okay, under 10%, 9%. Not a majority, not a third, not even close to a quarter, but 9%. And here's where this gets interesting. And of course, if you're part of the 9%, it means the world to you. But inside that 9%, the biggest group by far is not who you would think. It's bisexual women under 30. How interesting. That's the biggest part of the group. 5.3% of all American adults are bisexual. That's more than half of the entire group. Gay men, 1.6%. Lesbians, 1.4%. Transgender, 1.1%. Now sit with that for just a second. The group that takes up the most political oxygen in America is the smallest one on the list. And the group that's actually driving the numbers up, young bisexual women under 30, gets almost no airtime at all. Right? Nobody's going on cable news right now to fight about young bisexual women under 30. Why? Because they're not useful. That's the whole answer. I mean, they are. I'm not going to go there, but let me say it plainly. Airtime doesn't track size. Airtime, well, it tracks usefulness. A topic gets loud not because a lot of people are in it. It gets loud because somebody can use it. They can use it to raise money. They can use it to win a vote. They can use it to keep you scared or angry or scrolling. The 1.1% is not loud because it's big. It's loud because it's a perfect tool. It touches kids, it touches schools, it touches sports and medicine and religion. Every one of those is a nerve. And when you press on a nerve, people react. They donate, they share, they vote, they click, they spend time. So one raises money defending it, the other side raises money attacking it, and 1.1% becomes a symbol that both sides use to pull cash and attention. They extract it right out of you. Meanwhile, the boring, statistically large group sits there untouched because, well, you can't build a war machine out of something nobody is afraid of. That's the first thing I want you to understand. The size of a group and the amount of fighting about it are almost completely unrelated. The volume has never been about the math. Now here's the turn, because if you think that distortion was bad before, wait till you see what's running the engine right now. The machine that decides what gets loud just got an upgrade. And it's the same machine I deploy in my businesses every day. Not for the same point, I use it for different things, but artificial intelligence is now writing, raking, and recommending a massive share of what you see online, almost 100%. And AI doesn't care what's true. AI cares what holds your attention. AI isn't doing it on its own. It's being implemented by human beings wanting to get your attention. That's what it's trained to do. That's what they train it to do, to keep you here, keep you strolling, keep you clicking. So watch how this works. Watch the trick. So story number one, AI is going to come for your job. There's another one. Robots are taking over. Accountant is finished. Paralegal done. Truck driver, coder, customer service rep, all replaced. Mass unemployment. It's the end of work as we know it. That story, it gets clicks. Fear always gets clicks. Fear is the oldest currency there is. Here's the second story, the exact opposite. AI, it's going to save us. It's going to cure cancer. It's going to give every kid a personal tutor. It's going to free you from the boring work so you can finally live. A new golden age is being ushered in, and it's the age of abundance. The worst thing you're going to have to do is worry what it's like not having a job, but getting to explore yourself and become your best version of you and live forever. Well, that story, well, it gets clicks too. Hope sells just as hard as fear does. Hope is actually fear's twin. So here's what I need you to see. Both stories, they can't be true at the same time. AI can't both end all work and free all work. Those are opposite outcomes. Both stories make money. Same machine, opposite costumes. Both paid by for your attention. Now, it's like a magician working two crowds at once. To the nervous crowd, he says the trick is dangerous. To the hopeful crowd, he says the trick will change your life. It's a different pitch, same hat, same dollar, coming out of the same pocket that's yours. And now the AI itself is generating both versions at scale for free, around the clock, faster than any human newsroom ever could. That fear article and the hope article are being written by the same kind of model, optimized for the same thing, your eyeballs and your attention. Now, I'm not telling you this from the outside. I deploy these tools. I build with them. I see what we have available. The people on the inside have something even better. I know exactly how good they are at finding the words that make you stop and stare. That's not a conspiracy, it's math. The model is doing precisely what it was built to do. So I'm going to bring it home here because this is the part that actually matters for your life. When the number never matches the noise, it never matches. When the machine writing the noise only cares about your attention, you have to ask the real question, what ends up being true? What is true? Not what's loud, not what's trending, not what made you angry this morning before your coffee was even done, but what is actually true. And here's where a lot of people give up. They throw their hands in the air and say, well, you know what? Nothing's true. It's all spin. Everybody has an agenda, so why am I bothering? I'm going to tell you straight, that's a lazy answer, low-hanging fruit, and it's wrong. Yes, everybody has an agenda. Almost every story you see shaped by somebody who wanted something from you. That part, real. But the existence of 1,000 lies doesn't mean there's no truth underneath them. 1.1%, that's true. It's a real number measured carefully by people who count things for a living. The number on top of it is the agenda. The number under it is the truth. AI replacing some jobs, true. AI helping in some jobs, true. The screaming headlines on both ends are the agenda. The measured reality in the middle, that's the truth. The truth didn't disappear, it just got buried under all the nonsense and noise. There's a difference between truth being gone and truth being hard to find. And those two things feel like the same when you're tired and scrolling and getting yelled at from every direction because they are not the same. Truth still exists. Most people just stop looking for it. They stop because looking is work. Looking means reading past the headline. Looking means checking who profits from the story. Looking means asking. What is the actual number? Who counted it? Who is screaming about it and why? That's not glamorous. Nobody builds a viral video of, let me go read the source data like this one. But this is where the truth has always been, down at the bottom under the noise, waiting for the small number of people who still bother to dig. So this is my ask of you today. And it's the whole point of this episode. Be one of those people who still look. When the next story sets your hair on fire, fear or hope, left or right, AI doom or AI heaven, stop for 1 second and ask the three questions. 3, what's the actual number? Who profits from me believing this? And where is the source, the real one, not the headline about the source? You do that, and the machine loses its grip on you. Not all the way, but enough. Enough for you to think for yourself again, at least for a moment. Because the agenda is almost always the same agenda underneath. That's attention. And attention is almost always money. That's your money. Leaving your pocket, one click at a time, your click. People building these systems are not thinking about you. That's not evil, it's math. So we need to think about us. We need to think about ourselves. So that's that job now. In a world where the loudest thing is rarely the truest thing, your edge is that you're still willing to go look. Truth exists, it always did. Most people just stop looking. Be the one who keeps looking. Well, that's the mission. AI for everybody, not just the wealthy. Eyes open for everyone, not just the few who bother to dig. You be safe out there. I will see you tomorrow. Be well.